Hey, in this video, I'll show you 3 things you can do to increase your chances of getting hired as a software engineer. Now, these 3 things can be implemented by students and also by graduates, and also if you're maybe in some other career path. So let's get started. So the first thing is DSA. The second, unique projects. And the third thing is open source. So basically, DSA stands for data structures and algorithms. This is a very common topic which is discussed in coding interviews, in technical coding interviews. So the best way to prepare for this is by, first of all, doing LeetCode problems. But if you're struggling with LeetCode problems, then I suggest you watch my previous video where I talk about why you might be struggling with LeetCode. Or what you can also do is pick a language that you want to learn in. I'd recommend Python because it's the easiest to learn, and use that for doing LeetCode problems and technical interview problems. On YouTube, you can find many videos about data structures and algorithms, which do a better job of explaining what it is, the different concepts and techniques. There's also a really good YouTube channel called Neetcode, where he goes through LeetCode problems and explains it and solves the problem for you. An important thing to remember when doing data structures and algorithms is, in the beginning it's hard, but you've just got to stay consistent with it each day. Even if you dedicate a small amount of time, you've just got to be consistent, and eventually you will see progress. Now, the second thing I mentioned was unique projects. Typically, when you send off your resume or CV to a hiring manager, they probably will look at your projects. And if you don't have any projects, then it's a good idea to include projects in your resume. When hiring managers do go through your CVs, usually they'll probably be looking at hundreds of CVs at a time, and most likely they will see projects which can be found on YouTube tutorials. So this might be Twitter clones, Netflix clones, or maybe a task application or something like that. So try to think of a project which you're genuinely interested in and try and build that. Or if you can't for whatever reason, then try and think of maybe a real world problem which you can attempt to solve using a code solution. Also, try to look at what languages you're going to be using for your projects, because let's say you want to go into a backend developer role, then try to put more focus towards backend languages like PHP, C#, what else? Python, and etc. And also keep in mind front end, because you never know. So for front end, there's technologies like React. Obviously, if you want to learn React, then you should first probably learn JavaScript. And Next.js is also a really good framework. If you want some inspiration or ideas on what types of projects you want to build, then maybe have a look at my GitHub repo. I'm working on a few projects right now. Recently, I've been working on this project, my word combination generator. I've made a video about that as well, which you can check out. And I'm also currently developing an asteroids game in Java. But yeah, I've got other projects as well, which you can go through if you want. And yeah, this leads us to our third topic, open source. So in terms of open source, we know what it kind of means already, don't we? It's basically about contributing to a community of people. That's the way to think about open source, basically. So the most obvious way for developers is GitHub. That's probably what everyone thinks of, but there's other ways to contribute as well. So another way of contributing to open source is by maybe writing blogs, or another way could be potentially by making YouTube videos, which shows the learning you've done. Or you could also make posts on other social media sites like Twitter or LinkedIn if you want. Essentially, these things are you showing you're learning in public. Now, there's no guarantee that an employer is going to look at this, but at least with this, people will see your work. And that's what's kind of the main thing here in open source. People will be able to see your work. So yeah, if you implement these 3 things, then this will definitely increase your chances, because most people aren't doing these 3 things. So as long as you can do these 3 things and stay consistent, then this will, first of all, it'll help you in your learning, and this will allow other people to see your work. So I hope you found this video useful. If you did, then please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And thank you.